Hi Greedy 3Ders. Now when the guys at BenQ asked me to test their IdeaCam, I didn't think I could fit that into a 3D printing channel. I think I got that a little bit wrong, because this BenQ webcam can do some amazing things and enhance the ability of us 3D printers and especially painters to get a close look at anything you're making a model of. Now if you're a content creator, this opens up a whole new world for you. Stay tuned. Now in one of my previous videos you'll see that I did a close-up shot here of Iron Man, and I didn't use my usual camera for this. I used the IdeaCam from BenQ, and this camera allows you to get real up close and personal with your models, to have a look at the detail, have a look how it looks, and again if you're a content creator, to show the YouTubers out there just the detail that your models have got. So let's have a little look at this camera system, let's have a little chat about it, and let's see if it would be any good for you. Now I've used webcams in the past and they are not all the same, and this one is without doubt the best one I have ever used. It comes in a tiny little box, the S1 Pro, and it has this little controller here that you just stick on your desk, and it allows you to take photographs, to zoom in and zoom out and to focus, all with the touch of a button, to save you messing with anything on the screen or anything on the camera itself. Let me just take you through some of the functions it's got. Now as a content creator, it's got a webcam function that I'm using here, and this is just the plain old webcam. If you want to do a live stream, for example, you can use it. If you want to do some Zoom meetings or some Microsoft Team meetings, you can use it for all sorts of things like that. Now for me, I don't do that very often. I don't do live streams. I certainly don't do Zoom meetings, etc. often, so it's not going to be the primary use for me. But what it is going to be the primary use for me for is to have closer looks at some of my models. So let me just show you this camera. Let me just show you it working, and we'll talk through what benefit it can be to you guys. The camera itself is an 8 megapixel camera, and it's really light in the palm of your hand, so it will sit really comfortably on the top of your monitor. Now look at here, there's a little light switch, so you can just illuminate it a little bit more, and that can be used for a couple of things which we'll come to later. Here's the little bracket that sits on the back of your monitor. This is a sturdy, weighty, well-built bracket, and the camera itself just literally pops on and pops off, and it can rotate forwards and backwards. The only thing you can't do with it is tilt it sideways, which was a little bit of a shame. It comes also with this puck. Now this puck has a bezel around the outside that moves to allow you to zoom in and out. It's got a mute feature, it's got a freeze feature, and it's got an auto zoom feature, and the center button there is take a screenshot or start your video. And this is what it does on the screen without me having to mess about. I can zoom in and I can zoom out, I can do a freeze, hideous picture, or I can take a shot, I can zoom in, I can do it all with my hand while the screen is doing its own thing, which means if you're a content creator again, or you're on a meeting, you can mess with it at your pleasure. The fact it's so light and mobile means you can pick it up and just move it around your model and show your model off. And the quality, well, as you can see, that's really lovely quality. But if you want to get a little bit closer into your model, if you want to see the detail in the nth degree, and here is a little Hayley Atwell model I made, this thing here comes with it, and it literally just sticks on the front via a magnet, and then you pop it on the model right up close, and look at how detailed that is. Just imagine if you want to show off some real fine detail like Hayley's freckles there on this bust that I made. You can show them off to the YouTubing world, or to your Instagrammers, or anyone else you want to show. Look at those lips up real close. I was getting a panicky a bit that getting that close to my model might make it look awful, but it looked okay. On Iron Man again, I used it here just to show him up close. Let's put that lens on, and there is the arc reactor up real close. Now, you know, it's not just limited to 3D prints, although that's the main reason I'm going to use it. Here's a close-up of my wedding ring. Look at that. And that's live. That's not a photograph me zooming in on. That's actually live. I'm just keeping really still. Look at the quality that you get in that. Another thing you can do with the camera is just when it's sitting on top of your monitor, just tilt it down. And if you've got something on your desk, and I'm going to be using the Haley Atwell again, you can literally just tilt it down and you can show off your wares there, and it will automatically rotate it round so that what the individual is looking at is inverted. And if it's out of focus, just click the auto zoom function and that will bring it in to zoom to focus straight away for you. And you can zoom in, you can zoom out using the puck, the scroll wheel that comes with it, and you can have a good old look at things. So if you're showing people documents, if you're showing people models, if you're showing people a painting process or a technique, you can use it for that. Now I know my lighting here isn't particularly wonderful, so that's probably why it doesn't look perfect, but if you use the correct lighting on it, it's going to look absolutely wonderful. And I've just auto focused it there after zooming in, so I can talk a little bit about that. And then when I've finished telling you all about Haley Atwell's model and my bust that I painted, I can just pop the bust down and fold the camera back up, and it will automatically auto revert back to a webcam, turn itself around, and there's me. Now, it comes with its own Inspire software that you can see me running here. Now, you don't necessarily need this. You can use your native Windows camera app if you want it to, but this software just allows you to do a couple of things, and this software will connect to the puck to allow you to do all those added little bits and pieces using the puck. For example, I can zoom in and zoom out with the puck quite easily. If I want to freeze the picture, I can do that. Or if I want to autofocus, I can do that. There's a few functions at the bottom here which I'll talk you briefly about. If I want to rotate myself around, up and down, left and right, etc., I can do that really easy. This keystone correction here just allows you to might make myself take a few pounds off me, might make you want to change the appearance, makes you change what you're looking at. If you're doing a document, you can square it up, or you can change the shape of it as you want to. There's a ruler here if you want to measure things. I've not used this function, so I haven't played around with that, but I like this function here. This one here, you can write on the screen if you want to. Yay, that'll keep the kids happy, won't it? And obviously you've got some other sort of functions down here that will mimic what you do on the puck as well. You can freeze things there, you can mute, etc, etc. Now I'm not using the built-in microphone, so I'm just going to pause here while I turn to the built-in microphone, because the quality is not as good as my external microphone. Now I'm using the microphone on the IdeaCam, and as you can hear, it's not as good quality as it was on the external microphone that I was using. It does give you noise reduction though, so if you're in a noisy environment, it can help with that, but it's absolutely adequate enough for your Zoom meetings and your Teams meetings, etc. But for me as a creative content producer on YouTube, I like to use an external microphone as I think the quality is a little bit better. Okay, so how much would you expect to pay for this IdeaCam S1 Pro? Well, there's two different variations of cost on here. You can have it with or without the puck. If you want it with the puck, you're looking at £187.99, and if you just want it on its own without the puck, you're looking at £167.99. Now I think if you're going to invest this much in a webcam, you might as well spend a little bit extra and get the puck, because if you are doing conference calls and if you're doing live streams, etc., just to be able to fiddle with things just with your hand there on the side, instead of you messing with settings on the screen, would make things look so much more professional. It is an expensive camera. There are certainly cheaper options out there, but when you think about what you're getting here, you're getting a webcam, you're getting a zoom function, a 15 times zoom function with the little macro lens that you can use for your models. You're getting a light camera that you can move around your model and have a look at it. If you're a content creator, I absolutely think this is worth the money, and it's certainly something I would invest in and I would buy. Now I haven't paid for this. I'm going to put my hands up and say that I have been sent this by BenQ, but I would actually buy this. There are a few things that I get free to try that I think, yeah, I'd actually invest my hard-earned wonga in this. And as someone who makes models, as someone who creates on the mighty YouTube, I definitely will be using this moving forward to enhance and create more interest, I'm hoping, for you guys out there in the big wide world. So thank you, BenQ, for sending me this IdeaCam. I really have enjoyed using it, and I'm hoping that you guys have enjoyed watching it. If you do like what you see today, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Think about joining the Greedy 3D Patreon. But more importantly to me, I want to hear what you think about this webcam. Would it be something you used? How would you use it? Would you use it for something different? How could we incorporate this into the 3D printing and painting environment that we are in? Final thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to every single one of my Patreons. You guys are wonderful, and I will see you guys real soon on Greedy 3D.